y'all, it's me, Kalila, and today y'all, I wanted to try to give y'all a new little ambiance. I'm outside on my patio. It's probably about 50 degrees and it's about 9 o'clock in the morning, so that's not too bad. So I wanted to do a quick Q&A. So this would be basically my most common questions that I get, just wrapped up into one. Like, I know all these questions have been answered before in different videos, but I'm gonna wrap them up into one for you guys, and let's get started. All right, so I switched it up a little bit because the sun is right here and I feel like the lighting was better. Okay, so anyway, question number one: how long was my hair when I started my locks? I feel like it was about 3 to 5 inches. If I was to blow it out, it was somewhere in between here. So the sides in the back was about 3 inches. The top was maybe about 5. So shorter around the edges, longer at the top. 3 to 5, about 3 to 5 inches, y'all. Question number 2: how did I start my locks? So I started mine with 2-strand twist. However, I did the perimeter in braids. I started with 2-strand twist because I like the way the 2-strand twist looked when it started to lock. And then also it was the quickest and the easiest. I didn't like the braid to me was flat, so I feel like it would start locking. I just 2-strand twist. Question number 3: how many locks do I have? Originally when I started, I had 544 locks. I ended up taking some down, separating them, and combining some as well. Ended up with 588. Combined some more, ended up with 566. When I just did my perimeter over, I'm at 530 locks now. Question number 4: how do I maintenance my locks? So for the first year, I'm 16 months now. For the first year, I interlocked. I did the 4-point, the 2-point, and then for duration, I went to the 3-point. And then at the 1 year, I switched over to twisting. And that was mainly because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep my locks. So I went over to twisting and coiling, however you want to say. Some people say I palm roll. I don't really palm roll. I literally just twist. I don't do comb coil. I literally just twist. I just twist it back. Question number 5: how do I moisturize? I really don't. I don't really much anymore. When I first started, I was taking some coconut oil in my hands, doing like this after a shampoo to moisturize it, or after I would re-tie it, I had a bottle of coconut oil and water mixed, and I would spray my locks, spray my new growth, my retie and everything, just because I felt like they were tight. I wanted to make sure my scalp wasn't going to be sore or, dry or anything from the retie. So I did that until maybe like 4 or 5 months, and then I stopped. So now I only oil my scalp at my shampoos. So number 6: how long does my retwist last? I started, like I said, retwisting. I started twisting at a year, and mine lasts pretty much until I retwist again. Only issues I really had was in the back. Those will unravel, but at first I was going to keep interlocking these, but I don't never remember like, oh, I need to grab my interlock tool when I'm about to do my retwist. Now, number 7 and 8, I'm gonna put together: how much do I retie and how much do I shampoo? So originally when I was doing my interlocking, I did my first shampoo at 2 weeks. I did my first retie at 4 weeks. And then after that, I was trying to do every 6 weeks. But the reties take so long. I'm like, I don't need to retie. I don't need a shampoo. I'm fine. It's good. So I was trying to stretch my shit out. And I'll do a wash at 6 weeks and then do a retie at 7. I was trying to stretch it out. I never made it to 8. I wanted to make it to 2 months, but never made it to 2 months. But In the beginning, that's what I was doing. I'll maybe try to do a wash at 5 and do a retie at 6. I never wanted to do them the same day because of the time that the reties took. So I was doing back-to-back, 1 week wash, next week retie. So 5 to 6, 6 to 7, something like that is when I was doing my reties. Now I am twisting and I'm doing it every 4 weeks, same day. My last retwist only took me 2 hours, like less than, it wasn't even a full 2 hours. So yeah, every 4 weeks. Number 9, why didn't I go back to interlocking when I decided to keep my locks? So as I said, I went to twist at 1 year, and I mainly went to twist at 1 year because I wasn't sure that I was going to keep my locks. I was already ready to take them out. I was just fed up with the damage from my faux locks. I was fed up with the unraveling on the ends. I still have unraveling, but I was just over it. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take my locks out. There's a video on why. Ended up keeping them, and I'm still doing the twist because I like the way the twist look. The twist is quick. I like the silky shiny look, and you need a quick touch up. You got it. It's quick. And I know I don't have to worry about holes. When I was retying, I know I still have holes from my interlocks. And some of those holes, the hairs are kind of locked in a little bit. So they're so small, it's hard to get anything through them, like any type of tool through them to interlock the hole, to close the hole. So I don't have any big issue with interlocking other than the time that it takes and the fact that you can get holes from it. When I was interlocking, I was doing 3-point, so I would try to start up or down and finish this way. So every time I started my lock, I didn't have to remember if I started or stopped at the top or bottom. I would try to stop here, and then when I started a lock, I would start at either top or bottom, whichever way my arm felt like it wanted to do. So that's how I was interlocking, but I still ended up with some holes. The interlock depends on your interlock tool. You got to make sure you got the right tool for the size of your lock. I don't have to worry about none of that. I don't have to worry about none of that. And when you can't see it, sometimes you interlocking another lock with another lock, and yeah. So I'm good with twisting. It's easier, super easy. I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with unraveling, none of that. So I shampoo with my wave cap, and I'm going to do that until I feel comfortable not wearing a wave cap. But those wave caps, you really can get in there. So another thing too, when I was retying early on, like I had to bundle I got tired of doing that. Like, oh my God. So I shampoo with my wave cap, and then I retwist, and I don't have an issue. So it's so much easier, and that's why I'm sticking with this. It's just easy, quick save. It's still locked. Like, I'm still getting what I want. I still have my Microlocs. So last question was, how long before I seen length retention? I would say, I'm not for sure the month, but I'm going to insert the picture that I have on Instagram. But it was around this time. I'll put it down here when that was. But I think it was around 7 or 8 months. I want to say about 7 or 8 months is when I started to notice my hair is growing and it's looking like it's growing. Because at first every time I did a retie or anything like that, I had an afro. It would just go right back into a little afro. But around this time, around like 7 or 8 months, it was staying kind of in that style with my part in the middle and still looking like I had some length. Now, throughout my whole duration, everybody else was saying, your hair is growing, your hair is growing. So everybody else seen it but me. So I really noticed around like that 7 or 8 months. But now I'm 16 months. The last month, I don't know how many people have told me your hair is growing. It's so crazy. I don't have no bangs no more. I tried to get some bangs. They gone. They grew out. So 15, 16 months is when I really noticed it looking longer. around 7 to 8 months is when I noticed that you can tell is growing. Like it's not shriveling up as much. Now it's gonna shrivel up all the time, but around 7 to 8 months is when I noticed it wasn't going back into its little fro. So that's about it, y'all. This 10 of my most common questions. You guys have any more questions for me, put it down in the comments. And then also, y'all, let me know how y'all like my intro. I worked on that for 3 hours, so 10 seconds, 3 hours, y'all. So let me know how y'all like it. I like it. But until next time, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe, and bye. The wind's blowing. Don't knock the camera over. Okay.